I used to laugh at stories about Jinn. I'm the rational one in my family, the one who always says, there's an explanation. But what happened to me that night at 3 a.m? I can't explain it without admitting something I never wanted to believe. The unseen world was looking back at me, and it chose to wear a face the whole world recognizes. I don't know why it chose him. Maybe because I had fallen asleep listening to a podcast about him, about technology and Mars and AI. I remember my phone screen still glowing faintly on the pillow beside me, the autoplay going through interviews. It was one of those nights where my mind was restless, scrolling, instead of reciting Ayat al-Kursi like my mother always told me. I checked the time before I knocked out, 2:17 a.m. I didn't say any adhkar before sleeping, no bismillah, no last 3 surahs. I just plugged in my phone, turned on my side, and gave in to that heavy, guilty kind of sleep. I woke up because someone was watching me. It wasn't a sound, not at first. It was that thick, suffocating awareness that you are not alone. My eyes opened slowly, like they were underwater. The room was dark, but not completely. The street light outside bled a dull orange through the curtains, enough to outline the furniture. And that's when I saw him. Standing at the end of my bed, he was just there. A silhouette at first, tall, motionless. I squinted, my heart already starting to pound with that animal panic, trying to make sense of the shape. A hoodie, dark jeans, hands at his sides, face in shadow. Then my vision focused, and every hair on my body stood up. It was Elon Musk. I don't mean someone who looked like him, I mean him. The same face I had seen on my screen thousands of times. The same angular jaw, the same hairline, even the faint lines around the eyes. If he had stepped off a YouTube thumbnail and into my room, he would have looked exactly like that. For a few seconds, my brain refused to process it. I actually thought, I'm dreaming, this is ridiculous. I blinked hard, squeezed my eyes shut, opened them again. He was still there, watching me. His eyes were open too wide though. That was the first wrong thing. They were fixed on me with a cold, unblinking intensity that didn't fit the familiar, slightly tired expression I'd seen in interviews. And the way he stood, too still, too straight, it was like someone wearing a human body like a costume, not quite understanding how to pose. My mouth went dry. Hello? I whispered, my voice barely a breath. He didn't answer. He just tilted his head slightly to the side, like a machine calibrating. The movement was smooth, too smooth. I reached slowly toward my bedside lamp, my hand trembling. As soon as my fingers brushed the switch, his lips stretched into a smile. It wasn't human. The face was still Elon's, but the smile went wrong somehow, too wide, too slow, like it was being pulled up by invisible strings. It didn't match his eyes at all. His eyes stayed flat, predatory, while his mouth curved and curved and curved. My heart slammed against my ribs. I froze, my hand hovering over the lamp. Something in me whispered that I didn't want to see him in full light. I kept my hand there, shaking, not turning it on, not pulling back. Then he spoke. It was not his voice. What came out of his mouth was deep, layered, like more than one voice speaking at the same time from somewhere far away and very close. It sounded like an old man and a young boy and something else, all at once, echoing in my small bedroom. You called, it said. My throat closed. I didn't. You called. The same words, heavier, as if the air itself was repeating them. Memories flashed through my mind, the videos I'd watched earlier about summoning algorithms, people joking about AI gods, comments mocking the unseen, the way I had laughed, dismissive, scrolling through people talking about Jinn like they were fairy tales. I'd scoffed at Ruqya videos, skipped Quran recitation, let haram jokes play in the background as I fell asleep. I realized with a spike of terror that maybe calling didn't mean what I thought. Maybe opening certain doors isn't always about rituals and candles. Maybe sometimes it's distraction, heedlessness, mockery. I force myself to whisper, "Who are you?" The thing wearing Elon's face took one slow step closer. The mattress didn't dip, the floor didn't creak. It moved like it weighed nothing. Its eyes never left mine. "We are a creation you deny," it said calmly, "and yet you entertain us with every neglect, with every screen, with every arrogance. You speak of conquering skies, but you forget the one above them." The words sliced through me because they weren't nonsense. They were frighteningly true, like a cruel reminder of verses I knew but rarely lived. In the back of my mind, a fragment of Quran surfaced, as if from someone else's memory. "Indeed, he and his tribe see you from where you do not see them." Surah Al-A'raf, Ayah 27. Shaitan and his tribe, the Jinn. I realized then, with a cold, icy certainty, that what stood at the end of my bed was not a man, not a dream, a Jinn, taking the shape from my obsession, my screen-lit night. I dragged in a shaky breath and tried to remember the adhkar I had ignored. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. As soon as I said it, his smile twitched, just slightly, not gone but strained, like something unseen had pulled back on it. His eyes narrowed, and for the first time there was a spark of irritation. He took another step toward me. Now he was close enough that I could see the pores on his skin, the exact shade of his stubble, the faint scar near his chin that I remembered from a photo. It was so perfect, so convincing, but then I noticed something else. His chest wasn't moving at all. He wasn't breathing. I clutched my blanket, my nails digging into the fabric. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. My voice shook as I started Surah Al-Ikhlas, the simplest surah, the one my mother used to recite over me when I had nightmares as a child. He spoke over me. "Do you think," it asked, the layered voice now tinged with mockery, "that a few words on your tongue mean anything when your heart is with us?" It leaned forward slightly. "You spend hours with our whispers and seconds with his words." A wave of shame hit me, hot and nauseating. It knew how I spent my nights, how the Quran app stayed unopened while my social media apps were worn out. It was like someone had read my private habits and poured them into this nightmare. I kept reciting, stumbling, Allahu Samad, Lam Yalid wa Lam Yulad. The room seemed to tighten around us. The air felt thick, pressing against my chest, pushing tears into my eyes. I forced my tongue to move, repeating the surah again and again, my voice gaining strength. For a moment, the thing was silent. Its face flickered, literally flickered, like a glitch on a screen. For half a second, the image of Elon's face broke, warped, then reformed. The eyes briefly became pits of darkness, endless, before snapping back. Enough! The voice boomed this time, loud enough that I felt it in my bones. My lamp shook slightly on the bedside table. I flinched, but I didn't stop. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. As I began Surah Al-Falaq, something changed. The streetlight's glow outside dimmed, like a cloud passed over it, though I knew the sky was clear. The shadows in my room seemed to twist, drawing away from my bed, sucked toward the corners. The Jinn's borrowed face was now strained. The too wide smile had vanished, replaced by a tight, furious line. Its eyes darted briefly to the door, then back to me. I thought of a hadith I had once read about how shayateen flee from a house where Surah Al-Baqarah is recited, how they are repelled by the words of Allah. Ibn Taymiyyah had said that the jinn can be harmed and driven away by reciting Quran sincerely. But sincerity was exactly what I had been lacking. Min sharri ma khalaq, I choked out, my voice cracked, tears finally spilling over. The jinn stepped closer again, too close now, looming over the edge of my bed. It bent down, bringing its face level with mine. I could see every detail, the fake humanity stretched over something ancient. Its eyes were inches from mine. For the first time, I smelled it. It was spectred or cologne. It was old, damp, like the air in a forgotten basement that hasn't been opened in decades. Mold and dust and something metallic underneath. My stomach lurched. In that suffocating closeness, it whispered, its voice now a low vibrating sound that seemed to bypass my ears and go straight into my skull. You will go back to them, it said, to your screens, to your idols of flesh and code. You will forget this. A cold smile twitched at the corner of its mouth. And when you forget, we will remember. My lips trembled. وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدٍ. The last word left my mouth like a gasp. I felt something break in the room, a tension snapping, an invisible thread cut. The air rushed back in, cool and clean. The shadows shrank. The thing's face twisted, contorting, the features writhing as if the skin no longer fit. For one horrifying instant, its eyes turned completely black, the mouth gaping open, far wider than any human jaw could. No teeth, just darkness. Then it was gone. Not like you walked away, not like it faded. One blink, and the space at the end of my bed was empty. I could see the faint outline of my closet door, the chair with my clothes draped over it. Normal, ordinary. I lay there, shaking violently, my heart beating so hard I thought it would burst. I grabbed my phone with numb fingers. 3 a.m. The podcast was still playing softly, some calm discussion about innovation in the future of humanity. The contrast was sickening. I slammed the app closed and with tears blurring my vision, opened my Quran app for the first time in weeks. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. I played Surat al-Baqarah on loop, whispered Ayat al-Kursi until my throat hurt, recited the last 2 verses of al-Baqarah that the Prophet ﷺ said are sufficient for whoever recites them at night. I begged Allah for protection like a drowning person grabs a lifeline. In the days that followed, I told no one. How could I? A jinn came to me in the form of Elon Musk. Sounds like the kind of clickbait video I used to mock. But I changed. I deleted things. I set times for Quran. I started sleeping with wudu, reciting the adhkar the Prophet ﷺ taught, blowing into my hands and wiping them over my body. Still, every night when I turn off the lights, there's a moment, just before sleep, when the room is quiet and my phone is out of reach, where I feel it. That sense of being watched, tested, of something waiting to see if I will go back to my heedlessness. The most terrifying part isn't what I saw at 3 a.m. It's knowing that the unseen is real, that they see us, and that my forgetfulness is their doorway. Yet even in that fear, there is one refuge that never glitches, never disappears. The remembrance of Allah, the recitation of His words, the protection of His angels. Indeed, Allah is the best of protectors.